All right, welcome back to another Shooters Roll podcast, a basketball media brand made by the fans for the fans. The team tonight, D-Swizz,
Sup?
RJ, Coach Lloyd, on hand, doing like a Mike Green thing right here. T-Bomb, how you doing, man?
Good, man. I'm wearing my LeBron jersey, but it's Heat, so it's a bit conflicted, right? So does that mean that I go for both teams?
You jumping the fence there. D-Swizz, what's up, man?
What's up, mate? Doing all right? Ready to talk some ball?
Ready to talk the ball?
Yeah.
RJ? I mean, everyone says the Kicks classic kid. That's what I'm going to call you from now.
Thanks, man.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Let's talk ball, man. I've been waiting for this session all week.
I mean, here we go. We all know that, the final started today. Number 1 in the West, the Lakers, and number 5 in the East, Miami Heat. Square off today. I'll start with D-Swizz.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on today's game, especially with the hot start with Miami?
Yep.
And then starting to decline.
Well, I was really pleased with how Miami started this game. Their stars, Jimmy, got really involved right from the get-go. And look, I thought, this is going to be a series. And then after about 6 minutes, it's the wheels fell off the Heat wagon, and it was hard to watch if you were a non-LA fan. So, I mean, people, fans who don't back for these teams, they want to see a contest, like all fans do. They want to see close basketball being played. That was me as well. I wanted to see a close game, and unfortunately, some injuries hit the Heat team. But I think we'll delve into that a little bit further down the track. But the Lakers, turning around a 13-point deficit to lead at the break, 31-28. Miami went cold after about 6 minutes, and they missed their last 10 shots at goal from their. They missed 10 of their last 12, so it was a poor shooting effort to close out that quarter. So and it led on to the second quarter and then the third quarter, and it was all over Red Rover. That's my take. Well, I'll go to the Laker boy now. I mean, look at him. He's smug as. Jay?
He's gone a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Hey, man. As I said about the last series, I predicted correct. But you know what? With the Lakers, when they play, especially with LeBron, with LeBron starting, normally he sort of takes it easy with the first game. And normally he sort of checks how the team plays, what they run, and then pretty much games 2 to 6, it just capitalizes. With this team, it's really good that they did not do that, because the Heat is actually not a team you should not do that to. But like the saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So the Heat wore their Heat jerseys, and I think they changed their jerseys to the Miami Freeze, and they got really cold. So, well, come on, Rex, don't be like that. But anyway,
Mate, dad joke central.
Come on now, but I'm serious. But I was pleased. Like, I was watching it from the pub at lunch. All I ever saw was pretty much the Lakers just getting buckets, man. I'm like, these guys have completely trained themselves, absolutely ready from mental to physical, just game set ready. You know what I mean? It is unfortunate that the Heat had those injuries. It is a bit of a bummer, but they're in a world of trouble if those 3 do not play the next game. I have to say that. T?
Yeah, I like the fact that he came out pretty strong, and Jimmy went out LeBron. So when I saw that, I was quite excited, because I thought that this could be a series where Jimmy, play like a superstar, will play like a superstar, as in the word, as in statistics, and match LeBron in every category. But as the game turned and his ankle turned, that slow motion of his ankle, I felt that ankle, man. I hate slow motion injuries. If anyone is watching, or any of you guys have had an injury, you know exactly how it feels. Ankle injuries, whatever injuries we've been through. So, yeah, I felt that pain for sure. And then since that, they really didn't really recover. And then the Lakers it's just a machine. They just went to the Stars, and the Stars are stepping up, and even the role players are stepping up. You know, playoff Rondo, like I've mentioned throughout the playoffs, is playing really well. So, back to you,
Right. I mean,
Ben.
that's the big thing now for Miami. I mean, Dragic, that's a plantar foot injury. So basically someone said that that's 3 weeks from
Easy.
that initial injury to come back and start progression. They don't have 3 weeks for him to come back. Bam Adebayo, the shoulder.
Yeah, that's a bigger. That's a bigger one. That's a bigger one. Yeah.
And he favoured that in the Boston series. He sort of grabbed everything. Everyone thought it was his wrist. I'm gonna pretty much push that to Swizz. Do you think if those two don't play, so Dragic and Adebayo, I mean Butler will play in the next one because his $20 coffee game is going to go out the window. Do you think Kendrick Nunn starts for Dragic, and does Iguodala start or Olynyk start for Bam?
Well, I think the bigger loss here is Bam.
Yep.
He's played well the whole year. Unfortunately, it's coming up to the championship round, and he's pretty banged up. In terms of coverage for Bam, you're looking at Olynyk, decent offensive player, but he doesn't have that defensive presence that Bam has, and he's just going to get bullied in there by Howard, AD, even McGee. He'll get bullied down there. So Bam's the bigger loss here. Dragic's an unfortunate loss if the reports are right that he's going to be out for quite some time. But they do have the players to step in there. I mean, Hero could play a bigger role. Nunn had a decent game today. I mean, Nunn had 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. So there's certainly some firepower there to try and cover Miami's top scorer in the playoffs, which is Dragic, averaging 21 points per game. It's still going to be a big loss because you've got to find 21 points somewhere in that team. Unfortunately for me, it's the Bam injury that's going to be the telling one for the Celtics. I mean, who do you pull up? Does Myers Leonard come into the game to play some backup minutes?
UD.
So he's in good shape, but he hasn't been playing. I mean, we'll see how we go. We'll see what the reports come out, the medical reports come out with Bam the next couple of days. But I'm a bit concerned about Miami's front court. That's my take. Anyone want to take a bite on that one?
I mean, everyone goes the Leonard versus Antetokounmpo series. I knew you'd laugh at that one. So we got Myers Leonard and the other Antetokounmpo brother.
Both don't play.
Not going to happen. My thought was, do they start? I'm going to put this to Trung. Do they start Iguodala in the 4 to guard Davis, and then they throw Crowder to guard Dwight Howard if he starts in the next one? Is that something that you would do? I know a coach like me, I would probably throw a bit of small ball at them as a Houston thing and then make them downsize. Is that something you would do?
Yeah, definitely. The key thing that the Heat have now is not being predictable. By having Bam there, you had your starter, your all-star, play 30, 40 minutes. Now that they don't have that, they have to add some sort of flexibility and some mystery to the position. Definitely by going small. Iguodala has proven when he played for Golden State that he can play that position as long as he's hitting shots. So him and Jay Crowder have to start hitting the threes in the first quarter. If they don't, they'll probably change the strategy and put a big man in there. It's about searching for the right combination now. They don't have the luxury of putting the first time All-Star Bam into that position. So it's about finding points everywhere. and Eric Spoelstra all season. He's been playing he's been playing his bench, so hopefully they should be ready. And as the saying goes with the NBA, next man up. So, RJ, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, starting with the offense, I think you're going to have to, Nunn played really good today. I think he was the only one that was really trying for Miami to sort of keep close to the Lakers. But I think Hero and Nunn will have to come up with the superstar numbers in the next game. Iguodala, with those old legs, has to play both ends, and he has to drop at least 15 to 20 to help out. I mean, if it doesn't really go that way, I don't see this. I'm going to see another blowout, I think. And on defensive end, even if they play small ball, I mean, I don't know if that's going to work, because Houston tried it with the Lakers. It worked the first game. I wouldn't say it really worked, but it succeeded. But the next couple of games, it didn't work. So I think no matter what they throw at Los Angeles, I think they're prepared. So a miracle has to happen for me, pretty much. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the Lakers can always downsize too, put Davis in the 5 and then fill spots around that. That's the luxury they have. They didn't have to play Howard or McGee in that Houston series from game 2 to 5.
That's the roster they built, but that's the roster they built. Like they built this team to be able to play multiple ways. And that happens in the off season, right? That happens in off season. Yeah, that happens in off season, and that happens because LeBron is a GM too. So he's working out all these guys. He's communicating and he's building that team. So
I would hate for Miami that they played in the black jersey today or in future if the Lakers play in the mamba snakeskin jersey, because they don't want to lose in that one. So if they maybe drop a game and they wear that jersey, is that something that they draw from? Because it said on ESPN today that jersey is something they do not want to lose in, and they haven't yet. Swizz, what do you think?
Well,
that jersey?
The black mamba jersey, I think is it slated for game 4? I wouldn't be surprised if they'll use it for the championship knockout.
Ooh, I like the forecasting already.
I like
that.
I'm kind of worried. I'm kind of worried that this will be a sweep, but I don't want to preempt it. It's just Miami look a little thin.
Come on, dude, you don't want to be shy.
Oh no, I'm not being shy. I want the upset, mate. I want the upset. I'm just wearing this jersey out of satire. You know, I'm just throwing one in the mix.
Excuses.
Go Heat Nation, let's go. But I am concerned that they'll need to put up some competitive numbers. I'm going to throw one out there. Is it time for Jimmy to take that top dog role, like grab the game by the scruff of the neck now? It's time now. He's got to do it now. Like his ankle injury could play a factor, but he still played well today. 23 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. In terms of leaving it to the kids, leaving it to Hero, leaving it to Nunn to score the points, I think it's Jimmy's time, especially if Dragic's out and especially if Bam's out. He's got to step. He's got to bring his game to another.
He's going to have to do a lot more now.
Yeah, he is. He definitely has to be. And I wouldn't be surprised if he'll be the focal point going forward now in terms of not diverting, giving up shots. I think he'll be the main talisman for this team now going forward. This is my view. I think that's where they're going to be the most competitive.
Honest man. Nice
one. Of course. Then now we spoke about it as a group during the week about a bit of sideline motivation.
This is your favorite topic, Lloyd.
I'm down about it.
Of course you are.
Mr. Hero has brought Miss Henry to the bubble.
Who's Miss Henry? Who's Miss Henry? Please explain. More details.
Please explain to us.
Kyle Kuzma used to play things with Miss Henry. Now it's Tyler Hero. now she's in the bubble with Hero. Is that some motivation for Kyle Kuzma to get going? He didn't today in posing of numbers, opposed to Kyle Kuzma. Does Kuzma think that if he does a little bit more, he can make a little bit more impression? I mean, these things don't really matter because they're 4 feet behind the barrier and they're not allowed to say anything, as Rajan Rondo's brothers worked out. This is a little something that comes about. What does anyone think?
Is this the intermission break? This from talking serious stuff. Yeah, this is the intermission break. Yeah.
This is the intermission.
This segment's brought to you by Entertainment Tonight.
Sideline happiness. Little bubble happiness.
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, he's moved on. Like you think about, we're moving off basketball, but it's also part of the brand, right? So he's dated heaps of models and celebrities and stuff. So for him, I don't think it matters. Like he's playing on the better team. He's moved on.
Get his ring.
He's just get his ring, like the NBA ring. You can get multiple groupies anytime.
Yeah. He was hung up on Kendall for a while, wasn't he?
But that's Kendall Jenner. That's another story.
Was that Blake Griffin, Ben Simmons,
Book,
Clarkson,
Clarkson,
everything else?
Booker.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay, all right. So moving away from the finals, right? So we had some announcements during the week. Doc Rivers no longer with the Clippers. Right, so that's probably a happiness for them and for Paul George because we know the history there. Does anyone care to comment who the next, and let's guarantee, let's do a Charles Barkley and Chuck, guaranteed, who's the next Clippers coach?
I reckon it's Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue's been assistant. Been assistant this year for the Clippers, and he understands the system. He will have the respect of the stars if they're still there, and he's won a championship before, so he's easily he can fill into that spot. He understands the system and has respect. So that's my pick for the Clippers' next head coach.
Sam Cassell.
Swizz,
me? Who do you think?
Yeah,
Sam
it's me.
Cassell?
Did Cassell get hired this week?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh, look, I think Sam might have a run. He's been Doc's understudy for a while, but this is my thing though. Like, if you get rid of the head coach, don't you want to start fresh? Like, Lou's been on the bench, Cassell's been on the bench. Like,
new voices, new system. Yeah, that's a good point.
I just don't know if they want to, harken back to the same Doc philosophies that have been running, because the assistant coaches will be running the same, thinking and logic.
That's right. But if you look at the NBA and someone that gets fired as the head coach, the next person is the interim interim coach, and it generally changes.
But that's interims because it's an interim because it's mid-season.
Yeah.
But it's a different method of madness. So, I mean, for Brooklyn, I can't remember his name, but Jacques Vaughn.
Yep.
For Brooklyn. So when Atkinson got fired, they played a different style than what he had opposed.
Yeah.
Because it's his own method of madness. He has to follow the head coach. Yeah. But then when he comes in, it's different. So Sam Cassell could say, man, I don't like what you're doing. Tyronn Lue can say, because he won a championship, he can say, I don't like that, that's going to change. It basically is on the person too. It's the head coach that is the head of the table. You cut the head off, then the rest of the body does what it wants. And it comes down to the person. I'd like to see Sam Cassell get a run at it now. I'd like to see that. I mean, RJ wouldn't like to see LeBron get done in the finals if it was against the Clippers.
That's not going to happen.
See,
Well,
I told you.
Look. As I said, I knew big moves were going to be made, and I had a feeling it was going to be the head coaching job. But you know what? I knew something like this was going to happen, and I knew Kawhi and PG would not say anything. So to be honest, it's on them. If they wanted to keep him, they would have kept him and they would have said something. But you know what? I'm a de-swizzle right now. I'm gonna throw something in the works. I'm gonna say Mike D'Antoni.
Ooh. I mean, and that was the other thing during the week that got posted up was that Mike D'Antoni may go to Philly. He may trade Ben Simmons and Al Horford to Houston for James Harden. That was the big one that came through during the week. That was a big poster.
A couple more players had to be included for that one.
Think about that one.
A couple more players had to be included to make salaries work. Yeah, but yeah, it could happen.
What's that?
A couple more players had to be added on for their salaries to match. Because
Ben
those two guys
on big money. Al Horford's on big money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't match. Like, those two plus Harden, for Harden doesn't match. There has to be a couple more players from Houston to throw in.
Aren't they both on max?
Yeah, they're both
close
on max
there too. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Simmons is definitely on max, and Horford's close there too. He's over 100 mil.
Yeah, that's my point. So Houston has to throw in more than just James Harden.
But
I don't have to trade the franchise though.
6 years, 6 years losing with the same style. So
Yeah, but they're gonna keep Westbrook and lose Harden. That's a
get rid of both of
them.
them. They're basically gonna get rid of both of them if they can. If anyone can pick them up.
They're gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
If it's Houston and they don't like the style that D'Antoni had, and they don't have a 5, Horford comes in and he shoots the 3 and does that. But I mean, I agree with Trum. They probably need something else added. But what else can Philly hand over? Or who?
Draft picks.
Draft picks. Well, you know where the Clippers went with draft picks. With playoff pick.
That's the best you go with, Philly.
The playoff pick.
Oh yeah,
Right.
nothing until 2027. So thank you, Clippers. Pandemic.
There, see. Now RJ loves that one. Look, there's 6 teams now without a coach. So the Clippers, Houston, Indiana, the Pelicans, right? OKC and Philly.
Well, let's throw some names out there because there's a few out there. Like we've mentioned, Lou's names out there, D'Antoni's names out there. Jason Kidd could be a possibility. I mean, Steve Nash just got a role. Jason Kidd used to be a head coach, so there's that. Mark Jackson potentially getting out of the booth and back into the coaching box, and
Jeff Van
and his running mate, Jeff Van Gundy might also be.
I like
too.
Jeff Van Gundy a lot.
So do I, because he brings the Knicks spirit to the game, baby.
Too bad you got Tom Thibodeau. Sorry, mate.
Sorry guys, I just blacked out there for a second. There was some sort of Knicks joke and it blacked out. What was that?
I was just talking about the heyday when they made the playoffs.
Oh, you mean
Tom
2000?
Thibodeau was the assistant coach. Now he's the head coach.
So yeah.
You know what? I want to put my hand up here. I reckon D'Antoni will be a great fit with the Pelicans because he can have his second run with a good point guard in Lonzo Ball, and he's got the young legs around him to run with one veteran, Drew Holiday. I just want to put it out there.
He needs a that is going to work. He still has a volume. He's always relied upon a volume scorer.
Yeah, point guard, shooting guard.
Yep. Guard to make that work.
Which is not Lonzo Ball.
And do you think Drew? I mean, Holiday. Now. Yep. Look, I just think that Drew Holiday might not be that primary scoring guard that D'Antoni is looking for. Drew's obviously still a very good player, but he's not in the MVP caliber that he's previously used to in the form of Steve Nash and James Harden. But I like the take, Jay. I do like the take about D'Antoni going to a young team. I think that makes sense. Whether or not he's got that patience to go through all the losses, I don't know.
Yeah, he's used to winning systems at the moment. Like he always joins a team where he's kind of set. You have a superstar and you have a high scoring guard or a high assist guard in Steve Nash and Harden. So when he coached for the Lakers for Kobe, it didn't work. It lasted a couple of games. Like his offense is give it to the point guard, shooting guard, and score within 8 to 10 seconds. If not, hit a 3-point shooter. That's his style.
And what a style! Because let's just harken back to the days of old when, Linsanity dominated Madison Square Garden under the leadership of Mike D. Let's just throw it back to Jay Lin and his Linsanity days.
Hey, I'm all about Linsanity, but he only got to play because they ran out of point guards.
No, that was a great championship for the Knicks.
Wow, cold.
Didn't they win it?
Cold. They won people's hearts.
That's
what they won.
Lloyd, I think they only won in 2K, bro, not in real life. So
2 games. Is that it's Toronto and nowhere else?
Bring back Jeremy Lin to the Knicks. Yeah. Would you take him back, Dex?
Oh no.
There's
he's still balling. He's still balling in China, but it's different. It's different, and he's old. What are you going to pay him? Veterans minimum? Yeah, maybe. He'll certainly draw the crowd, but it's just going to turn.
Really?
I think he would.
He's going to draw a crowd?
He would. At Madison Square Garden. Yeah, he would. Anyway.
He's nearly trust very well.
There's a lot of speculation in that. I don't know if he's going to leave. So.
No, he left already. Like I follow him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't signed with the China league again because he wants to explore NBA options.
Good for him.
Good for him. Now
he's on the drink now because he's so depressed.
The downward spiral. Right, so now on the way out, let's do who's got game 2 for the Lakers and Miami. D Swizz,
Is this even a question?
Let's go.
I like how the Lakers played. Their bully ball is something to behold. When Dwight Howard's running the lane and dishing off to Anthony Davis, I just mind's blown, to be honest. And I think their bigs they're far too strong at the moment in the middle, and I think that's setting the tone. They're out rebounding the Heat. The Heat, I don't think the Heat are lacking firepower because I think they still do have the scoring punch. It's the defense it's really going to. This is where for me it's going to come down to is the way they play the Lakers and how they can stop them doing what they're doing. I mean, the Lakers shot incredibly well today regarding their 3-pointers. There was a lot that the Lakers could have taken away. I mean, at their half, they shot 11 of 17. It's just ridiculous. It was the most 3-pointers that the Lakers shot in playoff history in one half. So I just can't look past LA getting the next game.
RJ,
okay.
What do you think? RJ, what do you think, bro?
Guys, I don't know if that's a question. LA again, man. Come on, bro. You cannot ignore how they played today. They just dominated. I'm sorry. They were behind at first, but once you get LA going now, it's hard to stop. It's a juggernaut that's hard to stop. LA. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm going to say LA in 4. Sorry.
Wait, sorry for.
LA in 4. You heard.
Sorry to
here
make it so
first.
boring that
Take-
LA's just going to dominate.
Yeah, so like any NBA fan, you like a longer series. So if there's a game to win, I think this is the game for Miami because they're coming in with a game plan that's different, totally different to what they thought of, like yesterday. So this is an opportunity for them to win. My heart says LA wins, but hopefully Miami get one game, so it's a gentleman's sweep.
So yeah, no genuine sweep. All right. Does anyone have anything to add for this beautiful podcast for the second time? All 4 people.
I'd like the Heat to win. I would. I'm a big I barrack for that underdog, but it's hard to say it with conviction after watching today's game. So
That's very hard.
We'll see we'll see what storylines develop and who steps up. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I basically like it to be, I guess, a competitive series. Even if it's a sweep or a gentleman's sweep or whatever, we want the games to be close and tight. I guess similar to we've seen in the Western Conference. And it goes back to the point where there was an opportunity for the league to make it 1 versus 16. You know, and then if it went that way and we had Denver versus LA in the finals, you know, it could have went a different way. You could have get the 2 best teams in the league. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Hopefully we get more basketball extended. But I think regardless of how many games there are, I think LA is going to win it, as I've been calling it all year.
Yeah.
RJ?
That's what RJ thinks anyway. So
Yep. It's RJ, yeah. So,
All right, here we go. Finals MVP. Prediction.
Oh, that's a tough one, but I think it's going to go to Davis. It's going to go to Davis.
yeah.
LeBron closely behind. Just my prediction.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard to ignore how AD is always scoring pretty much. All right. Yeah. It's hard to ignore because AD is doing it on both ends. I mean, like all the LA players are, but with Davis's presence, it's really hard to ignore him down in the middle. And he's consistently scoring 30 pretty much every game that he's playing. And when he plays bad when he scores like 28. So for me, it'll probably be Davis as MVP, but LeBron is close behind simply because he just runs the show. And because he runs the show, they get the W. So that's my pick.
I think LeBron James will get MVP because he missed out on the regular season. It's going to be a makeup. You know, AD is going to play well, but AD gets more opportunities in the future to get MVP, Finals MVP. I think they give it to LeBron. If LA
Does
wins.
LeBron win 85-16?
Sorry?
Does he win 85-16 against Davis? Just a little shout out to Hunter.
No, a lot closer, man. Come on now.
I knew
Come
RJ
on
would
now.
jump on that one.
Come on, man. This guy, bro. It'll be like 51-49, that sort of business, man.
As in history, have we had co-MVPs in the finals, MVP finals? I don't think it has been done.
I haven't heard of it.
The only co-award I remember is
All-Stars.
All-Stars.
No,
All-Star.
co-rookie of the year back in 94-95, Jason Kidd and Grant Hill.
Grant Hill.
Mm.
Yep.
Stat man.
They got a co-award.
Stat man.
Rookie of the year. Yeah.
All-Star MVP, Shaq and Kobe.
Rookie year, but wasn't it? So that was the All-Star game.
All-Star.
All-Star,
All-Star.
yeah. Like
Oh,
I
shit.
haven't seen it.
That shit don't count. It's an all-star game.
this
Come
one.
on. God. Yeah.
But we've got our Game 2 subscriptions. We'll see you guys again soon. This is Shooter's Roll signing out with D Swizz, the man in the white jersey. RJ in the Lakers corner. And
Ding, ding.
Big T with another Heat jersey.
But LeBron. So
And Coach Lloyd here with you. We wish you all the best during this tough time. We need you guys to like, share, subscribe, and give us all the props that we need because you know what? The shooters roll. We're for you. This is what we're about. Signing out from these guys to you guys. Love you all.
Peace.
Later, guys. Peace.
Have a good night, guys.